In this video, we're going to be installing the shifters on the Trek 1200. As you can see here, I've got my Surly Straggler. I'm actually stealing my 2-speed shifter off, so making it real quick and easy. We're just gonna do it the easy way. There we go. And it should pull right out. Oop. Maybe not. I got one. And we got two. All right. So what we're doing with the Surly, and we'll get this in a later episode, is I've got a set of Ultegra grips, or shifters and brakes that I pulled off my road bike to put hydraulic brakes on my road bike. So we're doing the migration of low end to high end throughout the lightness of my bikes. Okay, so we're gonna switch out all the brake housings and the shifter housings. And because this is kind of a fun bike, I chose bright orange to deal with. All right, what we're working on here is we're just getting the last of the shifter casing, and we kind of got the brace casing, or the brake line casings all kind of sorted out in the front, if you pan over there, Josh. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to try to get this 105 rear derailleur fixed up. So this is what we're working with here. Now, as you can see, like I said earlier, this came from an older bike, and the reason I pulled it off the bike is this piece right here was missing, so it was a hole. So I pulled the back end, which is just a screw part, off, and then the bolt part I pulled off the old RX 1000. And as you can see, it's a little more janky, and I'm just not sure this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it out anyway. Josh didn't film the last one, so we're gonna talk a little bit about what I just did. So I wanted to take all the slack out of this line. So what I did is, from the shifter, I just shifted all the way to the lowest setting, and I took all the slack out of the line. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure my adjuster screws line up with my gears here. This is actually the first time I've done this correctly, because you're supposed to do this before you got a chain on. I always do it with the chain on. That's it's not going to work. I was just saying before Josh turned the camera on that I don't really like these cross tip screwdriver adjuster screws, just because they tend to get stripped out. There we go. Okay, so turning it right at the very end of the stop, that's going to push your derailleur in. Turning it left, clockwise, is going to push your derailleur this way. And again, what you're trying to do is line up your lowest cog with your derailleur cog. That actually looks pretty good. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to tighten my screw down and see if this holds. Again, this might be a big old no-go for us, but we'll see. It seems to pinch pretty good. So we'll tighten her down. There we go. Okay. All right. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this in the very lowest gear and do the same adjustment. That is definitely no bueno. We're in the lowest gear, and it is not anywhere close to the ballpark. And so we're going to see if that's a game. See if that's a showstopper. It very well might be. So what we had to do on this one is we had to adjust the wire to the highest cog. And again, I'm not sure this is actually going to work. So Josh, go ahead and click 1.
So the first one?
Yep. Okay. Looking at that, that looks like it actually might work. Okay, go another one.
Both of them?
No, just one, the inner one. Thank you. Keep going. Click, 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 click. All right. That actually worked. So the only issue now we have is we have to do a little more adjusting on our high gear. So let's see if this will actually work. Okay, the issue we're running into with my rear derailleur adjuster is I believe it's only got 9 clicks. So I just don't have enough to get 10 cogs up and down. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that's it. So I think I gotta look it up. I think this was probably the original issue, and the issue the reason why I had to buy more 105 parts for the straggler. So I think this is going to go back in the parts bin. And what I was talking about earlier with switching my having mismatched stuff just isn't going to be the case. Now the one on my Surly, my gravel bike, that's a 11 speed rear cog. Where I'm running a 10. So what we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to mix match and get this thing to work out. Okay, so what we had to do again is we switched out, we paired these back up, and now I've got full range of motion for my rear derailleur. Now what's interesting about this is that it doesn't actually, I had to adjust at the top end with this 105, so that's kind of a weird deal for me. We'll see how it goes when I get the chain on, and then we'll start working to adjust the rear derailleur or the front derailleur. And again, like I was saying earlier, I don't even know. I don't know how that's going to go. Also, chain, haven't cut it, haven't done anything with it yet as far as length goes. We'll play that by ear also. So running the chain through. Running the chain through. This front derailleur looks a little high, so I'm gonna lower that down. Okay, so we're gonna put the chain as usual, and we'll adjust the length here once we get the front derailleur put on. But we got the 2 half links. And the way these work, if you bring the camera in, Josh, down onto my hands. Okay, the way these work is 1/2 goes in here, and the other half goes. We just meet them up in the middle. There. All right, so now they're not together yet, but I'll take my handy Park Tool chain breaker and pop it in together. Oh yeah, this is way too loose, but it'll work for our purposes. One thing I'm noticing immediately is this is rubbing on the chainstay, or on derailleur dropped. And again, this bike wasn't made for a 10-speed in the back, so you need to adjust it in. Okay. So immediately I can tell this derailleur is way too high. And we'll adjust this front derailleur. So this is the clamp-on style derailleur. And all we have to do is loosen up. No, actually, correction. The clamp's on the back side. So I'll loosen up on the back side. Half clamps on the back side, I should say. Ooh, boy, there's a lot of fish there. So what I'm gonna do first of all is take this off, let her hang, and give her a good cleaning because that's got a lot of dirt. Okay, so one thing I've discovered is I don't have enough travel in my 2-speed shifter to this old school guy. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is ordering. There's just not enough movement in it. I think I'm going to end up ordering a new. Oh yeah, that's beautiful though. I think I'm going to end up ordering a new front derailleur as well. So that's going to be a little extra cost. I think they're about $50 to $75. So next time you see it, you'll be able to see me doing that. All right, let's see if we got shiftage. So that's the lowest, one click up. Okay. There we go. Okay. We got that beautiful gold chain, the cool oil stain rear derailleur. I just noticed that on the front derailleur, my piece was out. So we're gonna give it another go and see if it was just user error. Yep, we're gonna have to order a new front derailleur. It doesn't have enough juice in the front, the left shifter. I thought we could make it work, but it looks like it's just not got enough. But in the meantime, I think I'm gonna do some adjustments to the chain length, wrap the front handlebars, and we can do most of that stuff and not worry about, because we've already got all our tubing stuff running. Although I just saw this, we're running this on the other side, and then we can also do brakes. So in the next video, you'll see me adjusting brakes, wrapping handlebars, and doing stuff like that. Thanks.